Former Freeholder candidate Kevin Hernandez, a Union City resident who graduated from Rutgers Newark and will begin police training at the Dallas Academy on November 19th, has announced his candidacy for the Democratic congressional nomination against incumbent Rob Menendez in next June's primary.
First and foremost, my campaign will differentiate from the last election that Menendez had against Ravi Bala, because, at the time there was a lot of issues with the father. I'm more running on policies. So those policies being voting against pharmaceutical companies' interest. I'm for expanding Medicare for all. And, I know Donald Trump recently passed a bill as an executive order, actually, as of May 2nd of 2025. That helps lower prescription drugs. So that's one of the things I want to aim for, lowering prescription drugs, because I understand that that's one of the major things that Robert Menendez Jr. doesn't really line up for.
I remember when you ran for Freeholder at the time, about 5-6 years ago, one of the things that you campaigned on was improving the infrastructure, the roads within Hudson County. This obviously is a federal position, so I would assume that you would, the tunnel project just got canceled for the second time.
Correct.
I would assume that gaining as much federal monies for the 8th Congressional District to improve the infrastructure, roads, bridges, tunnels, et cetera, would be something that you would still be pushing for.
Absolutely. I think right now we're facing a crisis, unlike any other time in history, where you see the division falling. Today, just recently, last night to be specific, the Senate finally adjourned Congress and was able to, have the shutdown be over with. But we're going to continue seeing a big split between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party based off a lot of policy differences. I'm looking to work with the other party in regards to being against open borders. I know a couple fellow Democrats are going to fall and go against me on that issue, but as a veteran myself in the U.S. Army, I can't stand in line with being for open borders.
One of the major issues that's been in the news heavily in recent times, but going back for years, foreign policy pertaining to the Middle East, the Israelis, the Palestinians, the whole Gaza issue. Should you win election and ultimately become a member of the House of Representatives, what would your stance be on that whole situation in the Middle East? Would you be willing to visit Israel to have discussions with the two sides? Where do you stand on that whole situation?
Well, I understand as a federal office seeker, it would be in my position to make that visit. I would most definitely make that visit. One of the key differences I will mention now is I'm not accepting any AIPAC money either. That's one of the biggest things. I'm for the military, but when it comes to that specific issue right there with being aligned with Israel, I'm not accepting any AIPAC money. So.
You're currently a truck driver, but you are
in the U.S. Army.
In the U.S. Army, but you are seeking a position in law enforcement, but not in the state of New Jersey. Tell me what that position would be. Obviously, if you were to become elected, you could not hold the position you're looking at because it's out of state. Explain that to me, what you're looking to do, and why is it an out-of-state position in law enforcement that you're looking to gain right now?
Well, there's a few reasons why I chose Texas to be a patrolman. We have a lot of laws that are anti-police in the state of New Jersey, and I understand I've ran for the implemented changes. There's a big salary difference that police officers here in Jersey make as opposed to Texas, and I know that in New Jersey I wouldn't make or start with that high salary that Texas is offering me. Should I win, I'll renounce my patrolman or police academy recruit duties and remain in my congressional seating.
Let me ask you one final question. What would be, or what do you think is the number one top issue currently facing people that live within the 8th Congressional District?
I want to say making ends meet. We have a big issue with making ends meet in Hudson County. A lot of people here there's a big high-rise cost of living here in this county, along with parts of Essex that the 8th Congressional District represents. And I'm looking to implement policies and vote in favor of policies that help the everyday working class move forward.
This is your official announcement that
Correct.
you're seeking the Democratic nomination. Is the Hudson County Democratic Organization, is the party leadership aware that you're making this announcement today?
They're not actually. Neither are my former running mates. I told them last night. They're quite surprised themselves. So I don't expect any former running mates to support me, but I do expect endorsements from trucking unions. I'm on the phone with them currently, like the Port Newark. Local union number 1707 is one I'm speaking to currently, and I'm looking to get the support of Teamster unions and UPS because I'm currently a truck driver.
Anything else you want to add?
I look forward to representing the 8th Congressional District. I grew up here. I love New Jersey. I would love to stay in New Jersey if I win this election against Robert Menendez Jr. My campaign differences, as opposed to Ravi Bala, are going to be more focused on policy, ideology differences that we have, as opposed to attacking him on his father.